This is the first video with Henry. Henry is the dog that fell in the pool yesterday. You guys said you wanted to see every session. I talked about impulse control, how he jumps on everybody, how he flies from point A to point B. If you grab Henry by the collar, he's pulling away from you. He has zero impulse control, and this is the first session. You saw the video yesterday, now it's today, first session. I've got treats. I don't know if I'll use them. I've got a gentle leader. I've got a leash. So how are you gonna work on impulse control with your dog? You know the main way? There's a lot of ways, and we'll get into them here, is this leash right here, okay? So, I'm not really messing around. Henry's not a puppy. Henry fell in that pool because he does whatever he wants. Henry paws Prince in a good way because he does whatever he wants. Prince likes it, and I like that they're doing it. But he can't just do whatever he wants in life. Prince, leave it. Good. All right, so the leash is going on. I am not messing around with Henry anymore. Sit. I applied consistent pressure. Henry did not sit. I just stayed right there. I didn't say sit 4 times, and then he sat down. Good boy. Sit. Leash is on him now. Okay. I don't care that Prince is here. He's now on a leash. I want him to learn that when this thing, specifically when this black thing is right here, that's from his perspective. What does that really mean, being on a leash? It means he can see this thing right here, that there's not doing what you want. Okay? Good. Impulse control. Impulse control does not mean do things when I say to do them. That's basic obedience and giving cues. Impulse control is them thinking on their own a little bit on, there's a dog, leave it. There's a dog, there's a person, there's a doorway, there's a pool. I don't just go into it. I don't just fly at it. It's almost within themselves more than it is us giving cue. That's basic obedience. It's not really impulse control. Them listening to you is an impulse control. Them making kind of their own good choices in life is impulse control. Okay, don't get those two things confused. Sit. Good boy. I will use treats. Oh, chicken. Stay. 1, 2. Stay. Okay. Sit. Okay. Good boy. Now we're coming out here. The best way to train impulse control is a leash. You have a recourse. Without a leash, you have no recourse. There's a book by Joel Silverman called What Color Is Your Dog? I read it many years ago, and anybody who's like, oh, you need to use a bunch of treats with Henry. No, you don't. I said in that video yesterday, we don't need a bunch of treats. We need calmness. We don't need constant reinforcement. Life is reinforcing to this dog, okay? We don't need to be shoveling treats in this guy's mouth. Look at his eyes. He's gonna be like, treat, then go sporadic, treat, then we need like calmness. We need impulse control. Leave it. Good boy. Now if I give a cue, that's a little different. I can give some treats. Leave it. I'll do this all day, Henry. I don't care. He just played with Prince for 5 minutes. You saw it in that office. Now he's out on a leash with Prince and he goes, oh, I want to go see Prince. I say, leave it. I give him a correction. Then he sees Prince. He goes, I want to go see Prince. This isn't a new dog to him. We're over you just going where you want to go. Is there a reason we're not going on a walk? Yeah, it's his first session. Good. Now he's starting to say, oh, I want to go see Prince. And I go, but you can't go see Prince because you are on a leash. And he played with Prince. Well, what's the big deal with being with Prince? There's no big deal. I'm not going to sit here and bring a new dog out and be like, leave that new dog because that's too much to ask. Walk into him. This is impulse control. This is the beginnings of impulse control. That's why I left Prince in the mix. He's like, oh, I want to smell Prince. You've been with Prince for 24 hours. You can't train impulse control when a dog's out of its mind with a new dog, or it's hard. You can't train impulse control when a dog is on a walk and it's pulling out of its mind. Leave it. I'm training impulse control in a very realistic, you don't need to be into this dog because you know this dog. So it's very acceptable for me to say leave it and give him a correction when he doesn't leave it. Because he's not out of his mind, and there's no reason for him to be all excited to see prints. Right? It's like a little kid, like when they're out of their minds, you can't teach them math. Their brain is somewhere else, but he's not out of his mind. So my point is, do the training early on, like in undistracted environments. Don't take it to a 10. Leave it. This is a 2, because he's been with Prince for 24 hours, and he was just with Prince for 5 minutes. Actually, he was with him this morning too. So I'm teaching leave it in a very doable situation. Then I go to another dog that he hasn't met as much. I train it there. Then I take it up a notch each time. There's no reason to be going to see Prince. Leave it. Sit. Get out of the habit of saying sit multiple times. Most of you would have said sit 2 times. He was moving. He was a slow, consistent, okay, move to go down. So I'm just going to stay there. Then he did it, and I gave him a treat. If after 2 weeks, leave it, his sit is that slow, I'm not giving him a treat for that. But this is day 1. Okay, now I'm done saying leave it to Prince. For him, just because Prince is near him and he's like, I'm gonna go see Prince. I'm done saying leave it, he's getting a correction for it. I'm not gonna help him anymore. Don't just go to Prince. Prince is not new to you. Oh, good choice right there, good boy. Give good boys. I'm walking. You wanna get in front of me? I'm walking. Good boy, yeah, don't worry about your buddy. Don't worry about him, worry about me. I'm all that matters. You're on a leash, I'm all that matters. You guys need this lesson, a lot of you. So he's pretty chill. He's chill because he's played. We haven't done a session with him. Look at him. But he's following, he's getting the rules of the leash. He's understanding he can't just go wherever he wants. Big boring circle. Good. Sit. Fake leash takeoff method. Stay. I don't think he's gonna fall for it, but we'll see. Stay. I love this method. Okay. Oh, you didn't fall for it. You're too smart. Sit. Stay. Sit. So Prince perked up because there was a noise next door. He instantly said, I need to perk up and figure out what's going on. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm what matters here. Don't worry about, so I did the butt touch, flipped him around. Stay. Okay. And then a release. All right. You guys wanted to see the first session with Henry? That was it. Some of you need to be doing that exact thing with your dog. Not taking him to PetSmart where he's out of your mind and then going, oh, I did my dog freak out. Do it in your backyard. Do it in your front driveway. Do it in your house. Do that in your house. Just teach them the basics. Then take it to the backyard. Then take it to the front. All right, that's Henry's first video, impulse control. Did a lot of things in there. Like, subscribe, and comment.